the day is going to be changing out the power steering fluid. This has never been changed for the lifetime of the vehicle. It's done 144,000 miles and it just doesn't look the normal green colour that it should. Having a look at the seal on there. I've never had any leaks from it, so I'm not changing any of the seals or anything. And this is the stuff that people recommend. Make sure you check on your cap which type of fluid you've got. This comes out green. There's another type of fluid that's red. You don't want to put the wrong one in. So I've got something to drain into. I've got my suction thing, syringe, tools, jacked the car up, and what I'm going to do is suction out the fluid from there and then undo the top one of these hoses. So you have to, with your right hand, kind of push down and your left hand push up on that little clip, and just a jiggling back and forth, and it unplugs. So that will empty everything that's in there. And what I'll need to do now is when I turn the steering wheel, you should see fluid then come out of that open pipe there. So I'm hoping I can move this such that it will catch it and direct it into my catch tray. So I've done that a couple of times. Luckily I also put a rag down into where it goes into the radiator, so hopefully I can give that a good clean out afterwards. I think that's collected most of the gunk. So what I'm going to do now is reconnect everything and then put the new fluid in. Obviously there'll still be a little bit of dirty stuff left. Some people do a thing where they flush it through with some new fluid, which you can do, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue with this. And I've only got one tin, but look at how dirty that is. It'll be interesting to see how it drives afterwards. Okay, so hose is all connected, giving it a little clean up there, make sure that's all in place. Right. I hate these ring pull things, they like to splash in your face. Green. Let's have a little peek. Right, what I'm going to do is turn the steering wheel just with the first ignition on, just so the power steering engages, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, do this back and forth a few times, so hopefully that runs that fluid through the system. I can hear it. Now I think if you had the if you were doing this more, you would definitely want to have the cap on if you were doing it more of a violent turn, because I think it will slosh the fluid around and potentially slosh it out. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, it's gone down a bit, so let's add some more. And what I'm going to do after I've done this is actually run the car, take it around the block, and then test again, you know, up to temperature and stuff. See what happens. I guess similar to doing oil changes, isn't it? It has to go around the system. Right, that looks good. Put that there. Try again. Not too fast, don't want it sloshing everywhere. Just going to go back and forth to both sides twice, because that feels right. Go one more to the other side. Alright, get it back on. Straighten it up. Right, let's have a look. Alright, so that hasn't gone down that much. Let's pop this back on. Let's see where we sit. Okay, so we are near the top end of normal, so I'm going to put that back on. And then next thing is going to put everything back together and take it for a little test drive and see what that level does. Nice one. But actually I might show you before I end that one. Look at this. It's rank. Yeah, need some more. Let's put some more in. Maybe a bit too much in that one, but hopefully it will even itself out. Worst case scenario, it comes out, there's a little hole on one of these and it will squirt its way out on that one. We'll have a look. So, second time driving it, I've taken it a little further because I definitely didn't want to ride it with not enough fluid in it. So, yeah, I would say it actually feels a little heavier. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I mean, it's a notoriously heavy steering on this car anyway, and quite a heavy clutch and things like that, but it's actually, you get used to it and it's quite a nice, precise kind of steering, people describe it as. But yeah, no, it feels heavier, and I think in a way that probably why that is the case is maybe the fluid over time. I've seen with most oils and most things in bodies as well, they lose viscosity over time as the proteins degrade, but in oil it's different, isn't it? It's different components that are going to be in it, but as they degrade you lose that viscosity, and that's why like engine oil can become very watery. So yeah, I would say probably what's happening is then that fluid's maybe a little thicker as it goes round, and that's why we've got this slightly heavier feeling. But it's not terrible. It's not a bad thing or anything. It's just that's the ever so slight difference that I would say I can feel. But it still feels very smooth, very precise. And as I say, I didn't really have any issues with the steering per se. I just felt like, you know, it's done a lot of miles, this car, and it's worthwhile. You know, just trying to keep those things fresh. Change your fluids.